Maggie and me. Hold on a second, I'll let you see me. There you go. And we have got to go to Ocean Shores for a few days. So here we are driving through Aberdeen. The angels are a-weeping, as my father used to say, which is kind of amusing since he didn't believe for a second that they were angels. That's okay. Whatever. Just past, oops, hold on a second. Gotta get out of this lane. Just past a topless coffee shop. I know it's topless because by mistake I pulled into there once, and I'll tell you what, you want to find out how quick you are with the gift of gab. Have a barista open up the window of the coffee kiosk and have nothing on her top. You'll find I was absolutely speechless. Could not think what to say. Hello wouldn't come out of my mouth. And she left. And eventually got my coffee, but I have not returned. Okay? I mean, I like breasts as much as any red-blooded American guy, but good God almighty, I don't want them hanging over my coffee. Just a quick look at my friends here. You see them? It's alright, baby. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. They won't let me get a whole lot closer. These two aren't as brave as some of the others, but sweet. So sweet. Yeah. Ocean Shores. There's Maggie. We are here for 3 days. So we need to talk about living intentionally, living deliberately, and it starts with your values. I'm going to talk about that now in another video. In this video, I want to talk about simplifying your life so that it is in unison with values.
I like keeping things simple and easy.
All right, sounds exciting. I know. Hold on. Let's hope we get through part of this without Maggie barking. We're going to talk about simplifying your life, which to me is the second step in living intentionally. You don't have to sell your home and live in a bus like I do, okay? That's, one might say that I've gone overboard. In fact, I haven't. This is a natural progression. I started to simplify my life 17 years ago when I got sober, okay? And I did it intentionally, oops, air quotes, intentionally, because if I didn't simplify my life, I was going to die. I was a mess. Okay. Am I tilted? Oh God, technology's killing me. If I didn't simplify my life, I was going to kill myself. I was just going to die. I would just drink myself to death. Okay, so I had to simplify. So, you know, it started in getting rid of a lot of things I didn't need. This was 17 years ago. It started in simplifying my schedule so that I didn't try to do so much, blah, 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 blah. And it's just progressed as I've learned more, you know, into like yoga and meditating, but we'll get to all that. The point is, this was a progression of 17 years for me, to the point where after my wife and I had a chat about a year ago, we just sold the house because I don't need things. Okay, I've gotten to the point where I need about 10% of what I've always thought I needed, and 10% might be high. So simplifying, the first step to simplify, okay, is to figure out, and we talked about this in an earlier video, figure out what your values are. Because living intentionally is based entirely on what your values are, the core values of your existence. I don't want to sound like we're all, heavy psychological, philosophical stuff, but I don't think most people stop to think about this. What is most important to you? For me, it was peace of mind. For me, it was experiencing life to the fullest in the time I have left. And for me, it was living a life I could be proud of. Okay? And so everything I've done from that moment that I decided those were my core values, everything I've done is centered around those. And so simplifying, getting rid of the house, living in the bus, and hitting the road, that brought me happiness. It was a passion of mine to travel. I've wanted to meet people and see different settings and different environments. I've wanted to have time to write. And so that aligned perfectly with my values. But 17 years ago, simplifying was not easy for me. I had to figure it out, and I had to watch videos, and I had to read articles and books. One thing I did was set myself a schedule early on, okay? Because I wanted to multitask. I wanted to get 9,000 things done in a day. I wanted to do things quickly, so this is how screwed up I was, so that people knew how efficient I was. So I set up a schedule, and I followed the schedule. It literally said like 6:30 to 9:30 do my freelance writing. At 9:30 I stopped, because at 9:30 there was something else on my schedule, which was walk the dogs, and that was 9:30 to 10:30, and at 10:30 I moved on to the next. And that's literally how I lived my life for at least a handful of years, at least 5, 6, 7 years. And if that sounds constraining to you, for me it was liberating. Okay, I was no longer living a life at the whim of my crazy mind, which was throwing I'm hung up on 9, if you notice, which was throwing so many ideas and so many things that I thought I needed to do into my brain that I just was a jumbled mess. The schedule gave me something that I could follow, and the confusion left. Okay, I no longer tried to multitask. I concentrated on one task at a time, and I wouldn't move on to the next task. And that brought me great peace of mind, honest to God. I set specific hours for getting up, and I set specific hours for going to bed, and I did not deviate, because I needed rest. I needed to be able to shut down. Okay. I learned how to meditate. I even tried yoga for a few years. Okay, I've strayed away from that, but I still meditate, and I do it out in nature. I go for walks with the dogs. A great time for me to shut my brain down is to go for walks. That for me is simplifying my life, because it allows my brain to concentrate on my values. Okay, I have to go over this stuff constantly. Not the brightest bulb in the pack. So I mean, literally every day I go over my values while I'm walking, and it's like a mission statement. Ooh, business. Let's have a mission statement. But it's kind of a smart thing to do. What are your values? What's your mission statement? What are you trying to accomplish in life? Okay. If it's to retire by the time you're 40 and have $5 million in the bank, that's great. I mean, that's not me, but that's great. But you need to learn how to get there. Okay. And even that is simplifying. Even that's living intentionally. It's not the way I want to live intentionally, but I'm not here to cast stones. There are some very happy people who have a lot of money in the bank and have possessions. If that rocks your boat and you're living happily, then fine. But anyway, I had to simplify. I had to organize. Clutter does not work for this boy. Things have to be where they belong. Things have to be where I can find them. Okay? And even clutter in an 18-foot shuttle bus, oh my God. Okay? Oh my God. Can't have it. Okay? Letting the shuttle bus get too dirty takes me away from my simplicity and makes me a crazy guy. Okay. Those are the ways that I simplify. Okay, but it was a gradual process. Don't think that you're going to do it tomorrow. Okay, this grand simplification, you're going to sell everything, you're going to whittle down, you're going to organize, you're going to set up a schedule. You can't do it all at one time because you're not accustomed to it. So take one small thing and do it continually for a few days or a few weeks until it becomes habit. And then take another small thing and do it whatever it takes to form new habits to simplify your life. Because God, guys, this world is a mess. You know, everybody, the self-checkout line drives me crazy. Are we in that big a hurry that we can't wait in line at the grocery store? Or fast foods, we don't cook anymore. God forbid. I mean, I love the microwave, but at least that's cooking, kinda. At least I'm not in a fast food checkout line having somebody else cook for me. We've got Google Maps to get us to a place in the quickest way possible. I could go on and on. It's like we're just, it's like the hamster wheel, that wheel that the hamsters go round and 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 round. Does your life feel like that sometimes? Mine did. I felt so out of control. I drank and became more out of control. I don't drink anymore. Been 17 years. Okay, I don't wake up in the morning and dread what's happening. I wake up in the morning and I can hardly wait to find out what's going to happen. Huge difference, guys. Huge difference. Simplify your life. Key ingredient to living intentionally, to living deliberately. There's a quote by Thoreau. God, I'm going to get it wrong. Hold on a second. I found it. Okay, this is cool. And tell me if it's not true. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. Okay? So how dear is something to you, that's what you'll spend the most time on. And boy, people are going to go crazy over that because they'll say, well, I work 12 hours a day so I can provide for my family. Yeah, but you're not seeing your family. Okay, so what do you consider more important, the working or your family? Simplify, dudes. But first, have a set of values. Go back and look at that video about the set of values. It's important.